Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one, I'm gonna kind of do my prize wall review, prize wall breakdown, and I figured I would show you guys what I'm gonna get because the stuff I want to get, I'm gonna be able to get before the faction rewards come in. We're rank 6. We're gonna easily finish rank 6, 4 to 10. So I'll get 150 more Gunther currency than I have. And then in this one, we're rank 8, and I am going to get 3,700 more popcorn. So that's that. Let's go to the prize walls. So the Gunther King General prize wall, I have 912 and I'm going to get 150. That's 1,062. When I look at the prize wall, I don't particularly, I feel like there've been a lot of 150% straps available. I wouldn't want to use on my currency on one of these, right? For sure. They're great when you get one, but it's random. And I just don't think I'd want to use my currency on them. As far as the plates go, when I look at the plates, I would break them down. Judgment Day plate is really cool, but it's not offensive. It's straight defensive. And I'm not a big believer in defense at this point in the game anymore. Um, it's nice to have, but I just don't value it anymore. I have two, and to be quite honest, I just don't use them. Um, if I can't win in one cycle or it's a big cascade risk, it makes no sense to use that character at this point. So I don't actually value this anymore, even though it's quite cool. Piper plate 1200, I don't have enough. 1200 is a hefty price, but if I only had like one or two Piper plates, I would get a third. I absolutely would. A second or a third. I have one Tiffy crown, timeless style. Piper plate, as you guys know, is useful on a ton of people. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab mine. Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna go ahead and get my second Tiffy plate with my stuff. So obviously value that quite highly. I have two or three Maze Crown. Honestly, I'm a I think you only really need one right now, and that's on May herself. I am not a big fan of the gem chucking plates because it adds more time, right? So if I'm grouping these, like I think 900, I like the Tiffy plate. It's good on Tiffy herself. It's good on uh Lyra. People use it on HBK. I don't like it there. Um and it's quite good on Rhea. So a lot of ladies it's actually good on. Buzzard's Beak's kind of interesting, but generally speaking, most of the people the Buzzard's Beak is good on. The Jade Ultimate Plate does the same thing. There'll probably be somebody that's like 3 clicks, green gem damage sort of thing, and a green gem buff that it'll be really good on at some point. Right now, it's not really a make or breaker at 50%. Barber's Blades is 75% with trap gems. And it's black gem damage, so it's pretty niche. Nightmare Plate is quite good. So, like in this bracket, I like the Nightmare Plate the best. It's 100% more gem damage off of multiplies, but to yellow. Down the rabbit hole, same thing. Generate 22 gem checkers, not a big fan of. Like I said, May Crown, I only like on May. A lot of people like it on other stuff, but it slows them down. Then, of course, in this bracket, the Titan Crest is awesome. Really, really useful plate. This one is just solo, straight up just solo's move damage. Seamus Crown, you can use on like Turtle Ray, basically. So, Titan is one of those plates that's been around forever and continues to be relevant. So like when I look at this, I'm obviously going plates first. If I had 2,500, I wouldn't go for the King General. That's a hefty price. I think the straps are a hefty price. We're going to see more of these available quite often. I think you get the plate, and the plate you get should be one that makes one of your good fighters better, right? Like somebody you're going to use a lot. So personally, Piper plate, Timeless Style, Nightmare, Buzzard Beak is probably how I would rate them. But that being said, ultimates generally are harder to get. So there is that. And Maze Crown can work well on a lot of people if you like chucking gems, having, you know, I don't know. I guess it can be people will use it in situations where it doesn't always proc, which I don't like. But it can do some things. And Down the Rabbit Hole's kind of interesting in the sense that there's a lot of row break stuff. You like if your macho isn't quite doing what you want, like Trickster Macho, you could add this to Macho and get a little bit of extra damage sort of thing. So I could see a case for it, but I'm obviously team plates, and these resources I don't put any stock in. That's just what you use to burn your extra, right? So Titan plate is, if you don't have one or you only have one, is a steal at 200. To be honest, it's very effective. So yeah, I don't know if that helps. That price wall is kind of, I feel like, sort of simple. This is the more complicated one. There's a lot here. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's a lot of shards here. Um, Again, I'm not gambling on the straps personally. I just don't feel like the now is the time for that. Um, I'm not a big fan of shards compared to plates simply because you're going to get those shards eventually. So you can see I have 44,800. After faction event ends, I'm going to have 48,000 and I don't know, something like 500. So it's really difficult for me, this one, mainly because Devil's Drip so far seems like it's better damage in most cases than Yeet Plate. I have one of each. I don't have a Valkyrie's Crest. I love having one of every plate. This is just click a red move, do red gem damage. This would be great on someone like Vader, Showboat Seth Rollins. You're getting 100% extra gem on both of those. Um, Anyone with a red buff chucking red gems, or red multiplies, that does red gems. So there's plenty of people like that. For me, I don't know. I'm very enamored with 500%. The top end is really big on 500%. Piper plate, as you know, is big on so many people. So I kind of feel like Yeet plate is going to be similar. So I'm going to grab my second one of these. I hope I can get a second Devil's Drip more affordably. And as far as the moment goes, there's very few moments. And this is a great moment, by the way. It's all modes. It's good on a lot of people. But very few moments do I use for a long time, right? Like the not counting the reworked ones we just had and stuff, like, like those maybe we'll use for a while. I don't know. But moments generally, they might put one character over the top on the moment, and then for how long, you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of moments I've used where it makes it so I can use the character significantly longer than I would otherwise. So this one I feel like isn't that much difference, to be honest. No one on that moment is someone I'm going to use even with the moment like in feud. It's more fun to have, nice to have, that sort of thing. So even though I really, really want it, I just can't justify it logically for me. Um, Like I said, Yeet Plate is going to go right on NWO Macho. He's hitting about, most of the time, 80 million for me, which is enough, but I wouldn't mind. It doesn't add extra time. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. But like I said, the Devil's Drip seems like it adds more damage most of the time so far than the Yeet Plate, so I think this is really good value. I mean, I think these two is where you go if you're in their range, right? If you get to 25, I think you take Devil's Drip. If you get to, what was this, 35, you take the Yeet Plate over the Moment. I would probably take Valkyrie's Crest over the Moment as well, straight up, just because it's more useful. And of course, that faction stuff is going to give me 11,000, 12,500. So I'll have a little bit to get. Shades of Rains can be used on whatchamacallit, Ray, Turtle Ray. But that's kind of the big spot for it. I like the price on Bubba's specs. That's what I'll get with the rest of mine. It's pretty useful. Purples. Purples do 50% more. It's good on Chelsea. It's good on Powerhouse Roman. Plenty of people it's good on. Now, I go plates over shards first, even if it recruits someone for you. So, especially if you're somebody that like often doesn't have good plates. Again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Prize rolls like this are the reason why. If you get enough for a Devil's Drip, but say you take who's in that range? Mercy Shards here instead. I mean, that's why you never have a Devil's Drip, right? So the shards are what they are. If they recruit somebody, I get it. I would take the plates over the shards. I obviously could have taken the 500 Tribal Chief shards. I don't have him. That gets me actually pretty close, I think, to having him. But I'd rather have the plates. He's just one fighter. There's plenty of great strikers. He's not a good coach. So that's how I look at that. Acolyte plate is a boss plate, the way I look at it. I don't like using subs anywhere else, so I give the Bubba specs the edge there. The straps are just kind of overpriced when you can get plates instead. That's my opinion. And then, like I said, the shards, same thing. And then the excess stuff is whatever, right? You take what you need, but I don't ever take this purposefully over anything else. So that's kind of my breakdown on the prize walls, my thought process, and what I grabbed and what I would grab. These are probably my top two here. I'd probably put this one third. Yeah. Hopefully this was helpful. I don't know if it was or not. Let me know what you think in the comments. And remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Prize walls are always weird for me.